Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? And welcome to another edition of ZSPN. I'm your host, Zaid here. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. Guys, welcome to the Lakers post-game show live on YouTube. And, guys, today, this is not a happy time when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. This is a very disappointing performance from the Los Angeles Lakers in the second half. Now, sure, they went out and debuted their new jerseys that they put out every single year, but you know what? It is not the year or the time when it comes to the Lakers' circumstances of where they're at in this stage of the regular season. And this game was very disappointing to watch, guys. And I want to get into everything that went down when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. But before anything, like always, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all the good social media stuff. And of course, like always, please make sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ZSPN. I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites. And of course, guys, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. So, where should I start when it comes to the Lakers and their performances tonight? Let's just talk about, what went wrong. The second half, it was just horrendous. I could not believe the Lakers were, only scored 12 points in the third quarter. And the Timberwolves, they just demolished the Los Angeles Lakers, had 40 points in the third quarter. They were done. There was no way they were not going to come back when it came to the fourth quarter. And some people may say we blame Frank Vogel because of the rotation. And I agree. Okay. There was some blame on his part when it came to the rotation. I'm not sure what was his mindset when it came to the starting lineup. I mean, I don't know why he went with Wayne Ellington instead of having him off the bench scoring where he basically did for us when he came to the Miami Heat. I mean, I'm not sure why Frank Vogel went that route, but unfortunately, he went there. And obviously, I'm starting to get on the side of most Laker fans when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers organization potentially looking for a different option when it comes to replacing Frank Vogel. Because as of late, he is well known for being a defensive minded coach. But for some reason, we haven't been seeing that for almost 12 or 13 games into the regular season now. And it's not looking good for him. It's really not. I mean, in the second half, you're down by 28 points. That is the worst performance, I have to say, compared to the OKC game. I honestly have to say that because, at least when it came to the Lakers, or maybe we can say that it's the same thing or, same comparison or whatever. But I don't know, guys. I mean, something is really wrong with this Lakers team. Something's wrong. I'm not sure. I mean, Rob Pelinka needs to, I don't know, make some trades that need to happen, or maybe he needs to fire Frank Vogel, or maybe do something when it comes to the circumstances of where the Lakers are at now. Because as it stands now, they're not going to win a championship with this type of effort. Okay, and with them not stepping up and not, finishing the games in convincing fashion, then there's no doubt in my mind that the Lakers are not going to be championship contenders moving forward. Okay, I'm going to say it as it is, and hopefully, maybe some change will happen down the line. But I gave a lot of excuses when it comes to this Lakers team. When it comes down to it, I mean, injuries, LeBron James being out, everything in the playbook when it comes to defending your own team. But unfortunately, this time around, guys, I have to say there's no excuse whatsoever for me to give a lot of positivity when it comes to this Lakers team because it's unacceptable. How do you not score huge numbers in the second half and instead only scoring 12 points and losing a lead by 28 points? How does that happen? How does that happen? I'm not sure how to explain it. Defensively, they weren't there. Offensively, they weren't there. Even the bench did not step up to the best of their ability out there tonight. So, and guys, I'm just gonna be looking at the stats, for when I'm going through this this live stream with you. So let's just go down the list of the players tonight, how they played. When it came to shooting, it was horrible. It was horrible shooting from the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, look, when you have Anthony Davis, I mean, obviously he hasn't been really showing a lot of shooting ability this season so far, but he had 22 points, had 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks and 3 steals. I mean, we can say that he alone had a great performance. But when it comes to the rest of the Lakers squad, I mean, Russell Westbrook, 20 points, 2 of 4 from the 3, 5 rebounds. And, today's his birthday. I was really hoping maybe he would, ball out and just play a great performance in LA with his favorite team of all time in the Los Angeles Lakers and just perform to the best of his ability. But unfortunately, he did not live up to that. So, and I know some people are, calling for Rob Pelinka to trade him. Guys, I'm going to say this now. I mean, it could happen, but judging by all the hype and the offseason, and including myself hyping the big three for them to win a championship this year, it looks like it's not going to be guaranteed that he will be traded, but I won't be surprised if he will. But just judging by my emotions now, I'm just actually am frustrated. When it comes to Russell Westbrook and his game as a Los Angeles Lakers. So far, and I think we're 13 games into the regular season, I believe. So, it is. I hate saying it is what it is, but there's nights where Russell Westbrook does play to the best of his ability. So, but this time around, he did not step up whatsoever. 20 points. I mean, that's nothing when you're not really contributing when it comes to the second half. So, just have to put that out there when it comes to Russell Westbrook. And then Wayne Ellington. I did not understand the meaning of Frank Vogel's role when it comes to having him be inserted into the starting lineup. For some, I'm not sure what was his reasoning behind it. I don't know, maybe because for shooting reasons, but it did not work out. It did not. And I think he should go back to his previous role off the bench and just, score for us there. He had 6 points, went 2 of 7 from the 3. So, his presence out there on the for the starting lineup was not known out there when it comes to helping the Lakers tonight. So, hopefully it changes. But as it stands now, I hope I don't see this type of lineup moving forward. Then you have Avery Bradley comparing to his last game where he performed his butt off when it comes to shooting out there, and I believe he had 17 points in the last game against the Miami Heat. I believe I might be mistaken, but I can also check here. But I believe he scored 17 points in the last game. Not this time around. He had 5 points, went 1 of 3 from the 3, and his efforts out there, same similarity to what Wayne Ellington was when it comes to his playing out there tonight. So just not a great night for Avery Bradley. And then, guys, can we also just talk about Kent Bazemore? I mean, Kent Bazemore as of late has not been contributing to the Lakers whatsoever. Okay, this is the second game where he is, I believe averaged 0 points. I mean, let me check real quick. Yeah, because I believe in the last game with the Miami Heat, he had 2 points, and the last game against the Charlotte Hornets, he had 0 points. So yeah, I'm just looking at him right now. He has not been contributing to the Los Angeles Lakers whatsoever. And if I'm Frank Vogel, I would honestly, you know, potentially put, Kent Bazemore on the bench, or put someone in, maybe Malik Monk or somebody. I mean, it's not working out. It's not working out whatsoever. Or maybe put Carmelo Anthony. I mean, come on. I mean, he is not showing any efforts whatsoever in the starting lineup for these past couple of games now. So I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I want Kent Bazemore to be inserted into the backup role. That's just me, because it's not working whatsoever. And then, guys, no effort from the bench. I mean, let's just say it, okay? Dwight Howard, he led the bench with 9 points and 10 rebounds, but that all had to do with the blowout from the second half. I mean, he had nothing better to do. I mean, just you know, stack up stats. I mean, that's what most players do when it comes to blowout performances, whether you win or lose. So, and he shot a three, so he was just having fun out there when it comes to just building stats out there. So yeah, then you have that. Then you have Rajon Rondo returning. I mean, that was a good thing to know, but at the end, his efforts out there was not really that well known. But he performed pretty well. I mean, for what how the Lakers playing. I mean, it was pretty decent. I mean, 7 points, had 8 rebounds and 8 assists, and I believe had 2 steals. And he went 1 of 4, but overall the Lakers shooting tonight was just horrible from the get go. So it's just one of those type of situations where some players needed to step up, and surprisingly, uh, you know Rajon Rondo was one of those players that tried to step up for the Lakers, but it just wasn't enough. And just the Lakers in general in the second half and the third quarter, they just shut down. I'm not sure what went wrong. I'm not sure where was the passion, what were the circumstances of them not performing to the best of their ability. But as it stands now, it was not looking good when it comes to the Lakers only scoring 12 points and being down by 28-point deficit. I mean, it was horrible, horrible performance from the Los Angeles Lakers. And, I just, something needs to change. Something needs to change. I mean, I'm tired of seeing the Lakers losing to easy games when it comes to a easy schedule on their list. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, the Lakers would have had an opportunity to beat uh, one of the games against the OKC Thunder. They could have also beaten. Let me just check the list real quick. I mean, just looking at the scheduling of the Lakers for these past couple of games, there were times where they could have beaten certain teams. I'm checking them right now, guys. Excuse me. So yeah, let me just see real quick, guys. It's not the night for the Lakers. I mean, debuting a new jersey that they do every year, and for some reason, it's just not their night whatsoever. So, uh, excuse me. There we go. So, yeah, let's look at the list. In November, okay, there were times when the Lakers could have beaten, OKC. They could have beaten OKC in one of those two matchups, and sadly, they always fall under the pressure in the second half, similar to this game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then you had the Blazers. There was times where they could have beaten them, but unfortunately, they didn't step up there. And just looking back in October, um, you, you know, to be honest, and even though it was the first game of the regular season against the Golden State Warriors, I think there was a time when they could have beaten them, but unfortunately they didn't step up in the second half, and that's the problem. That's the problem with the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to the second halves. They always fall under the pressure, do not step up whatsoever, and they just sink. They just sink when it comes to them not playing to the best of their ability in the second half. And defensively they shut down, offensively they shut down, and it's just something's wrong with the Lakers when it comes to the second half. They play pretty well in the first and second, but for some reason the second half, third quarter especially, they just do not step up whatsoever. And I don't know, guys. There's something wrong with this Lakers team that just needs to be fixed. And Rob Pelinka, he needs to look into it. And I don't know, maybe Frank Vogel needs to find a way to build better rotation when it comes to the Lakers trying to win games, because this one is unacceptable whatsoever. So, because right now I'm kind of questioning at the moment on Sunday's game against the San Antonio Spurs. Are the Lakers are capable of beating them this time around? Still remains to be seen. Still remains to be seen about that, and it's kind of questionable at the moment. And if they continue to perform this type of performance in second halves, then the Lakers will continue to lose easy games when it comes to easy matchups moving forward. So um, something needs to change. That's all I really have to say. Something needs to change. So let's look back the stats of the Lakers. Continuing with the bench, Malik Monk had 7 points, went 1 of 7 from the three. Not the same performance that he gave out to the Lakers against the Miami Heat, where he scored 27 points and was just shooting from nothing but net from the three. So that type of performance from Malik Monk tonight was pretty poor, in my opinion, and most opinions of most Laker fans when it comes to his performance. And lastly, Carmelo Anthony. I mean, 3 points, went 1 of 8 from the three, and 5 rebounds, and I believe he had 2 steals and 1 block. But you know, when it comes to him playing away games and just playing the way that he played, it's just is not always live up to expectations compared to him playing in Staples, where he averages around 4 of 7 from the three, 5 of 8 from the three, 6 of 8. I mean, it's just when it comes to Carmelo Anthony shooting those threes for the Lakers in Staples, it's just sensational. And when it comes to away games, he doesn't perform to the best of his ability. I mean, he went 1 of 12 from the field. I mean, you would think that a guy like Carmelo Anthony, he could go maybe potentially 4 of 10, 4 of 12. I mean, show something in the field instead of not, compared to his shooting. He could just go to the rim and just give layups or make mid-range shots and stuff like that. But, it was not the case whatsoever. And, this is just the sad truth of what the Lakers are dealing with now. And, we can also go back to maybe the Lakers not having, our players, our full roster players on this Lakers team from THT, Trevor Ariza, Kendrick Nunn, and then you have LeBron James being out, and we're not even sure about his timeline returning. And THT, I mean, it's so up in the air when it comes to the Lakers at this moment, when it comes to their own players injured, that it's going to take them a while for those guys to potentially come back. And there's no time limit, or there's no time availability when it comes to those potential players returning. So it's so up in the air at the moment, guys, and we keep saying that we're just waiting on them to come back. But the Lakers, what they have now in front of them, they have the capability of winning easy games against certain teams. I mean, that's what basically these these sort of matchups are made for when it comes to what they have in front of them. I mean, Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook are capable of winning easy games against certain matchups, and just when it comes to the Timberwolves, OKC Thunder, and the Blazers, those guys. I mean, they have the capability of pulling it off. But for some reason, if it's the rotation concerns, coaching concerns, miscommunications from certain players when it comes to them stepping up, I mean, it's just all around. It's just unacceptable from the Los Angeles Lakers to perform the way that they performed. And something needs to change. Something needs to change, and hopefully Rob Pelinka, the GM, looks into it and possibly change things up when it comes to the Lakers and their struggles as of late. And it's pretty bad, because as it stands now, and I already mentioned it, when it comes to the Lakers, the way they're playing, they are not going to win a championship with this type of effort. I mean, I'm saying it now, and hopefully, this doesn't continue. But as it stands now, it looks that way. And hopefully, we can just hope to see the return of THT, or Kendrick Nunn, LeBron James, and the rest of those guys. Hopefully, they can return. I mean, Austin Reeves, he has that hamstring. He could be out for 1 to 2 weeks. So, and he was a huge game changer for the Lakers when it comes to a guy that you can rely on off the bench when it comes to his speed and his offense. So, hopefully he comes back to us pretty soon as well. Um, so yeah, guys. I mean, I think I said what I had to say. I mean, I don't see any comments in the stream, but it's all good. It's all good. I mean, maybe some of you are pretty angry, and I feel it. I feel most of you guys when it comes to Lakers Nation. That when it comes to the anger that you're feeling, I'm angry, but it's just how it is when it comes to the Lakers and their struggles. Something just needs to change, and if that means the rotation, the starting lineup, or maybe Rob Pelinka needs to look at somebody that's available in free agency that they could potentially bring in, and maybe they need to waive somebody. I mean, there's just a lot of scenarios where Rob Pelinka can do things to improve the team, but as it stands now, it's going to be a bit of a struggle when it comes to the Lakers, when it comes to them potentially winning games moving forward without LeBron and without the rest of the crew from THT and Kendrick Nunn and Trevor Ariza and Austin Reeves. So we just have to wait and see, guys. I mean, it's not looking good, but I can honestly say that the Lakers could bounce back, but it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle for the Lakers when it comes to that moving forward. And I really want to know, guys, your thoughts about it. I mean, I'm going to make this live stream short because, there's nothing really else more to talk about. I mean, I probably said what I had to say when it comes to the Lakers and their struggle, especially in tonight's game. Defensively, they weren't there. The shooting side, they weren't there. Did not step up whatsoever when it comes to, just taking control of the game in the second half. But we've been noticing that throughout the 12 or 13 games into the regular season now, and I already said this, but they always fail when it comes to the second half. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, they always fall under the pressure and not gain a huge lead, or just continue on the drive that they were in the first and second quarter. And I don't know, just it's just the passion just goes when it comes to the Lakers in the second half. And um, could you possibly blame it on Russell Westbrook? Or, I mean, obviously you could, but there's also him, maybe Frank Vogel, maybe Anthony Davis. I mean, there's a lot at play when it comes to certain teams need to step up because their leader which is LeBron James, is out. So, and obviously this team is built around LeBron James, and he is the focal point of the team that will help us win games. But he's out, and you guys, those of you who know me, I mean, I have to say, I hate this notion that the Lakers need LeBron James to win you games. I mean, that's just the sad part when it comes to how the Lakers, talent-wise, that's on this team are capable of winning games without LeBron James. And like OKC and this matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So those certain matchups, I believe the Lakers have the talent in the world to win games like that. But it really shows that they need LeBron James to win your games, and that's just the sad truth when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. And we just have to wait for LeBron to return and the rest of the crew when it comes to them potentially coming back from injuries. So we just have to wait and see, guys, and hopefully things turn around for the Lakers moving forward. And hopefully, I wish them luck moving forward when it comes to certain matchups, and hopefully they're winnable. But I'm not holding my breath when it comes to the Lakers and their struggles when it comes to them, winning easy games. And because, as I mentioned, second half, they don't step up. They don't show up when it comes to all matters most to win games. And this one, being down by 28 points in the second half, not looking good. Not looking good whatsoever. So, guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel. Please make sure to please give me your thoughts about the Lakers matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves. What do you guys think really went wrong from the Los Angeles Lakers? Do you think that it was the coaching problem, the rotation, Russell Westbrook, maybe Anthony Davis, or the rest of the crew from the second unit, from Carmelo Anthony and Malik Monk and those guys? Do you think maybe Rob Pelinka needs to do something to change the rotation, or maybe bring somebody in as a good replacement to help the Lakers win games before LeBron and the rest of the crew return? Maybe something needs to happen then. I mean, there's a lot of emotions, a lot to talk about when it comes to the Lakers and their circumstances, where they're at now. And hopefully, just the Lakers turn things around. Hopefully they turn things around moving forward, and hopefully for the better. So, guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like all of my social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites. And of course, guys, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Please, guys, hit that notification bell so you will know when I upload on this channel when it comes to regular videos and live streams. So if you guys just do that, it will be much appreciated, and it will let you all know when I go live. You can also follow me on social media. I post there regularly when it comes to, me going live, or just, reporting the news, update, speculations about the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, it's my passion, and I love talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. And so far, with the love and support you guys give me, you guys just give me that energy and that drive to continue to make videos like this. And it's much appreciated. It's really much appreciated, guys. And I really do appreciate the love and support you guys give me all across social media. And the comments is very helpful when it comes to hearing your feedback, and just me taking some of your feedback and either changing my own opinions at times. It's just really interesting to know that you guys have the same passion as I do when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, it's just so overwhelming. And then hopefully this continues on, and hopefully with the love and support, it will. And just, guys, please share my videos all over social media, and just keep showing that support and like in all of my social media sites and like the video, subscribe, and I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers, and guys, just hang in there. I mean, the Lakers, hopefully they turn this around, but we all know that things need to change when it comes to the rotation from the roster, and Rob Pelinka just needs to do his homework and see what needs to improve. And if that means maybe coaching changes needs to be made, then it has to be made. So we just have to wait and see. So thank you all so much for being on the stream. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.